In this video, I'm going to tell you how to enter your code into a tournament. We run tournaments during events to allow you to pit your game-playing bot against other users and to see whose code performs the best. It's important that you make sure your code is correctly submitted to the tournament before the tournament begins. So I'll give you a quick overview of how to do this here. Let's get started with that now. When you play in a tournament on the AI gaming platform, you are pitting your code against the other players in that tournament. If your code plays a better game than your opponent, you progress to the next round. You can see here how 8 different players have entered this tournament. Our system randomly matches players together for the first round and plays each game to determine the first round winners. All of the winners then progress to the next round and play each other. This process repeats until an overall winner is found. The system then lists the top 4 players in the tournament as first, second, third and fourth place. So, how do you submit your code to play in a tournament? From the AI gaming site, if you hover your mouse over the game's menu, it displays a list of all games that can be played on the site. At the top of this list is a tournaments option. Choosing this option takes you to the main tournaments page that lists all of the upcoming tournaments that you can take part in. Each tournament shows an icon representing the type of game that will be played and the tournament start time. This is important as tournaments start automatically at their scheduled start time. If you have not entered the tournament before it begins, you will not be included in it. You can enter a tournament at any time before it starts, and you can keep changing and developing the code that you enter after you have registered for the tournament. You don't have to wait until just before the tournament begins. In fact, I would advise you not to do this. Register for the tournament as early as you can to make sure that your code will compete. You can also see how many people have entered the tournament already, and if there is a tick in the registered column, it means that you have already successfully registered for this tournament. Before we register for a tournament, let's look at the code that we've developed and that we want to submit to play in this tournament. If we go to my editor page and look at the code files that I have for the Noughts and Crosses game, I can see that there are several different files where I've tried different solutions. The solution that I'm happiest with and that I want to submit to the tournament is the one I've called NAC Tournament Ready. We register for a tournament by submitting the code file that we want to play in the tournament. So I'll remember the name of this code file as I want to select this one when I register. I can now go back to the tournaments page to register this code file to play in the tournament. To register for a tournament, you can do so by clicking anywhere on the tournament row that you want to register for. If we click on the Noughts and Crosses row, this will start our tournament registration process. We're presented with a tournament summary screen first to make sure we are about to register for the correct tournament. To go ahead and register, we click on the Register for Tournament button. Now we get to select the code file that we want to play in the tournament. If I drop down the Select File list, I can see all of the file names from my Noughts and Crosses game. I want to submit my Tournament Ready file, so I'll select this one and click on the Register button. That's it. Now my Tournament Ready code file is registered and the checkbox in the tournament list shows me that I'm signed up to play in this tournament. If I change my mind and I decided not to play in the tournament, I can click the Leave button next to the tournament row. A dialog box will make me confirm that I definitely want to remove my code from the tournament. Additionally, I can click on the row again, and this time the tournament summary screen gives me the option to unregister from the tournament. Remember, once you've registered your code file for the tournament, you can keep changing the contents of the file and you can keep running the code file in the editor. When the tournament starts, it will take the latest version of your file to use in the tournament. This means that you can change it right up to the last minute, but it also means that if the code file has errors in it when the tournament starts, those errors will be played out in your tournament entry. Make sure your code is the best it can be before the tournament begins, but make sure it definitely works. You've now seen everything you need to know for entering tournaments. There are other videos in this series, so please make sure to check them out. Thank you.